All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are diving deep into what is, let's be honest, the most intense and powerful part of having a baby, the active phase of labor. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, the business end of birthing. I mean, how perfect is that? This phrase just nails it. We're not talking about the warm-up anymore, you know? This is the main event. This is where all the real purposeful work of bringing your baby into the world actually happens.
So here's what we've got on deck. We're going to talk about the fast track, what that really means today. Then we'll get into what your body is actually doing and give you a solid action plan. Plus, we'll bust some myths and finish up with the warning signs you absolutely need to know. Okay, first up, the fast track from 6 to 10 centimeters. It's all about understanding where active labor really begins because, believe it or not, that starting line has moved. So this is a really big deal. For decades, everyone thought 4 centimeters was the magic number. That's what the old textbook said. But now, well, modern evidence-based guidelines from the World Health Organization tell us something different. The real acceleration, that true fast track of labor, doesn't really kick in until you hit 6 centimeters. So once you hit that 6-centimeter mark, I want you to picture this. Your body's cervical engine is firing up and going into high gear. Thinking about it this way completely changes the game, right? It's not just about random pain you have to get through. It's about your body's muscles doing their most important, powerful work. And that leads us right to this. The goal really is to shift from feeling like a victim of the intensity to becoming the manager of your own delivery process. It's about taking back control. With the right info, you're not just a passenger on a wild ride. You are the one in the driver's seat. All right, let's dive into our next section, your body's purposeful work. Because honestly, understanding the why behind all this intensity is one of the best ways to dial down the fear. It's not random, it's powerful, purposeful physiology. Okay, so how does this all work? Well, it's thanks to this really unique process called retraction. Think about it. When you flex your bicep, it contracts and then fully relaxes. Your uterus is different. The muscles at the very top contract, and then they stay just a little bit shorter. And that is the genius mechanism that actively pulls the cervix open from above.
So let's just walk through that step by step. First, the uterus contracts. That makes the top muzzle a tiny bit shorter. That shortening pulls the cervix open. And at the exact same time, it pushes the BB down. It's this incredibly efficient 2-for-1 system at work.
And for that system to really work its magic, your body has to find a rhythm. And the magic number is 3 in 10. We're looking for 3 strong, powerful contractions, each one lasting about 45 to 60 seconds, all happening within a 10-minute window. That's the kind of power you need to make real steady progress. So what kind of progress are we talking about? Well, for a first-time mom, the goal is to dilate about 1 to 1.5 centimeters every hour. Now, if this isn't your first rodeo, you can probably expect things to move even faster than that. It's just good to know what to expect, right? Okay, let's talk about the final stretch, between 8 and 10 centimeters. This is something called the transition surge, and it can be, well, intense. A lot of women suddenly get this overwhelming feeling of, I can't do this anymore. But here's the secret. That's not you failing. That is a scientifically proven adrenaline surge. It's your body giving you one last hormonal push to get ready. When you feel that, it means you are so close to the finish line. Okay, so now that you know what's happening inside your body, let's get super practical. This is your labor action plan. Real, tangible tools you can use to manage this whole journey. So here's what's in our toolkit. We're going to cover the epidural window, the best time to get one. Then there's the 2-hour bladder rule, which is a game changer. We'll talk about what you should be drinking. And finally, how to use movement to your advantage. Let's break it all down. All right, first up, the epidural. If that's part of your plan, timing is everything. There's a sweet spot, right between 6 and 8 centimeters. Why then? Well, at that point, you're definitely in active labor, but you can usually still sit still for the procedure. It's fantastic for managing exhaustion and can even help if pain is making your blood pressure spike. Okay, this next one sounds so simple, but it is absolutely crucial. A full bladder can literally block the baby's descent. It's like a physical speed breaker in the way. So the rule is easy to remember. Empty your bladder every 2 hours. Seriously, set a timer. Do it whether you feel like you have to or not. You've probably heard this before. Labor is a marathon, not a sprint. And your muscles need fuel to run that marathon. But, and this is a big but, your digestive system basically shuts down during active labor. That's why we stick to clear fluids only, like coconut water or an electrolyte drink. They give you energy without the risks of solid food. The danger is that if you were to need emergency anesthesia, any food in your stomach could come up and go into your lungs, which is a very serious complication. And please, don't feel like you have to be stuck in bed. Movement is progress. Just lying on your left side can make a huge difference. It maximizes oxygen flow to the baby. And getting on a birthing ball and doing some gentle pelvic rocking, that uses gravity to help the baby's head find the perfect position to move down and out. Okay, time for one of my favorite sections, myths versus medical reality. There is so much strange advice that gets passed around. Let's clear the air and debunk a few common and sometimes dangerous misconceptions. All right, let's tackle a big one right away. This idea that drinking ghee or castor oil will lubricate the birth canal, it's a total myth, and honestly, it's a dangerous one. Think about it. It doesn't go to your birth canal. It goes straight to your digestive system. All it's going to do is give you terrible diarrhea, which can dehydrate you and cause a lot of stress for the baby. So just don't. Here's another one that causes a lot of anxiety. The myth that if your dilation slows down, you're automatically getting a C-section. That's really not how it works. Your medical team tracks everything on a chart. If progress stalls, their first thought isn't surgery. It's, okay, what could be causing this? Are you dehydrated? Is your bladder full? They'll try to correct those simple things first. A C-section is a tool, for sure, but it's not the first response to a slowdown. Okay, and for our final section, we're going to arm you with one more essential tool for advocating for yourself and your baby. Knowing these warning signs lets you be an active, aware member of your own care team. You need to know when to call for help immediately, so listen up. If your water breaks and the fluid is green or brown, if you have a contraction that just doesn't end, it stays rock hard for over 2 minutes. If you see any bright red bleeding, or if you notice the baby isn't moving much between contractions, you need to tell your doctor or midwife right away. No hesitation. So let's bring it all home with this powerful mindset shift. If there is one single thing you take away from all of this, I hope it's this. Try to see every contraction not as a wave of pain, but as a wave of progress. Each one is your body working to bring your baby closer to your arms. So, there you have it. You've navigated the fast track. You understand the science, you've got a strategy, and you know the warning signs. You're ready. The only question left is, what's next? Thanks for tuning in.